No thanks. No thanks. That's what we've been getting. No thanks. It don't matter how many wars we fight in, how much blood we shed. No thanks. I'm gonna hit this from a different angle. All right, y'all just stay tuned. All right. You say, why did I do this the day after Thanksgiving? So now you got 364 days. According to the book of Enoch, 364 days in a year. Think about it. No leap years. Every 4 years, you got to add and subtract a day, something is off. But anyway, yeah. So now you got a whole calendar year to get your mind right. That's why I waited. But yeah, just hold what you got.
Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they do things just to make us mad? Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they hate us so bad? It's gotta be something deeper, deeper, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deep, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deeper. It's gotta be. They said oppression drives a wise man mad. There's only so much he can take. Oh, so just take a look around you. You'll see so much mental destruction. And no matter how hard I try, I run into a broken system. This life we live has been a lie. We've been taught polluted information. They tried to cut us from our heritage. The greatest people who had ever lived. Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they do things just to make us mad? Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they hate us so bad? It's gotta be something deeper, deeper, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deep, deeper. It's gotta be something deeper, deeper. It's gotta be. Have you ever wondered why they massacre our brothers? They cause us to hate one another, to make it hard to come together. It's never ever too late. We need to cry out. We need to be awakened from this strong delusion. We need to stop all this confusion and start a spiritual movement so we can turn back to our God. Why do they treat us so bad? Why do they do things just to make us mad? Why do they treat us so bad? So bad. Why do something deeper. It's gotta be something deeper. It's gotta be something deeper. Deeper. It's gotta be something deeper. It's gotta be. Could it be the melanin? Deeper. Could it be that we're stronger? Could it be our women? Deeper. What could it be? Could it be our rhythm? Deeper. We got so much abilities and so many enemies. Deeper. We've been through so many pain. Hey, somebody please tell me what's going on. 'Cause we can't even get some coffee, and we can't even watch a movie. We can't even buy groceries. Guilty walking, so they shoot us in the streets. We know the hate is really deep. We gotta be the chosen people. We've been through so much evil. I feel it in my soul. They kill us in our home. I feel it in my soul. Deep down in my soul. Whoa, yeah. Just the mere sight of us brings fear. And all it really takes is to have a conversation about the truth, about who we really are, and accept it.
All right, family. Shalom. Let me see over here on Rumble. Shalom, that kill. And Shalom, DSB, Arlene Foster, Jim, Brenda Hill, chosen one indeed, and Shadara Yah. It's just easier to say it with my mouth than type it in. I'm over here mixing and maxing. But nevertheless, let me hit it from a different angle. Try not to be too long because Memphis is going live around about 7 o'clock. All right, family, I'm going to hit this from a different angle. Probably going to surprise you, but yeah, let's get on with it. Let me see here. Let me just start hitting out the gate. All right, now, these are some 10 commandments that a native tribe had. Me personally, I'm not gonna argue with nobody disagree with differently than me, and that's okay. But me personally, I find it hard to believe that Hebrew was, traveling all over earth and none of us made it over here. I just find that hard to believe. But let me get into this video, and I don't. It ain't nothing major, There's somebody that disagree, got different views. I mean, that's good. But I find it hard to believe, and I'm gonna show you all this video, okay? Matter of fact, let me give y'all this definition first. All right, the Webster Dictionary of an American, 1828 edition. Y'all see it? Look. A native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals, not white folks, not pale faces, not $5 Indians. See, you say, why are you talking so strong? Why? It's offensive for them to hide the truth. And then when you see all this dirt they're doing, they want to tell you how you should feel about the dirt that they're doing to you. Think about that, family. They've been killing us for centuries, thousands of years. If you go back to Rome. Then they got the audacity, the caucasity to tell us how we should feel about what they're doing to us. Can you imagine? Let's just say Jeffrey Dahmer or Merlin, what's his name? One of them serial killers. Can you imagine them as they hacking bodies and stuff? They telling who they hack, how they should feel about it. You shouldn't be feeling no pain. You mad because I'm cutting on you? Get over it. Okay, now, I was going to go one way, but now my mind is feeding. All right. Now, it's offensive they teach these lies to our children. Okay, if the Thanksgiving was about the Indians and the Pilgrims, what are Indians at? What are Indians at? Huh? Look, why is everything black folks had or done without white folks? It's got to be hidden or whitewashed or remixed or what they call it, visited. Look here, the original definition of an American as of 1828, telling you that the Americans were copper-colored people, brown folks. Look, fine. Ain't that amazing? Ain't that amazing? European fine people. They finding resources right now in Africa as we speak. They finding all the African resources, stealing everything that they got, and then want to put out propaganda like Africans just can't get it together. Africans need white people. You see what I'm saying? They doing all this stuff and then get mad and won't tell you how you should feel about it. All right? Y'all let me know if my sound going in and out. That's why I'm in a different room. I'm trying something different. If my sound going in and out, y'all let me know. All right? Found here, found. How about we go find some, the Most High ain't going to protect us in that. But I'm just hypothetically speaking. If a bunch of black folks start finding white folks' mansions, start finding white folks' stocks and bonds, start finding white folks' Swiss bank accounts, they would call that stealing. All right, found here by the Europeans. They're the only one that can discover stuff with people in it. Oh, they discovered America. People already in it. They done discovered minerals and oil in Africa. They got together and had the Berlin Conference. I'm going to get into it in a minute. I'm just flowing. They had the Berlin Conference. It's where a bunch of white people got together and discussed how they was going to divide up Africa. Now, flip that around. All the African nations got together and plotted on how they're going to divide up Europeans for Europe, for the white people. Think about that. Black folks getting together, discussing how they going to divide up Europe. All right? Let me get into my Bible verse. Hold on. Copper color. Look, 1828 definition of an American. I got it big. All right, I had to turn my light down. If not, it'd be a big old blur of light back there. But yeah, it's telling you, why don't they teach you about these natives? Huh? You wonder why Joe Biden and them, don't get it twisted. The Republicans is for the illegal immigrants too. This state is a Republican state. So how is it that they keep busting these factories with a bunch of illegal immigrants in it if they ain't for illegal immigrants? The way you stop that, you start locking up the boss people, the people hiring them. You start giving the people on the upper echelon. If you want to stop this hiring of illegal immigrants, that's what you do. You start locking folks up, they'll stop. But don't get it twisted. They took this land from black, dark people, and now the Most High have put his judgment on them. That's what it is. All right, let me show y'all this Bible verse. Hold on. Now, y'all know this Bible verse, Revelation 4:3. It's talk. Let me give you some context. See, let me give you some context. This is John, the Revelator. He was on the Isle of Patmos. They couldn't kill him, so they put him in isolation. They put him in solitary. After this, I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were a trumpet talking with me, saying, "Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter." And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne set in heaven, and one who's sitting on the throne, and he that was to look upon was like a jasper and a sardine stone. Y'all let me know if the sound go out. Sardine stone, copper color. Let me break it down for y'all. Copper color. That fear you Europeans is feeling is judgment coming. Copper color. That's what it is. See, when they selling this Israeli propaganda, they say if you hate God's people, you hate God. That's true. But them ain't his people. Them ain't his people. That's true. But anyway, He that sat up was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne in sight of like unto an emerald. Let me show you something. Copper color. They don't want to teach. They don't want to teach it. Now, how you know this is true? Okay, let me show y'all this. Y'all say law on that. Daniel 79, talking about his hair. He got Negro hair. Should I say, we got hair like his. That's what it is. He ain't got hair like us because he created us in his image. So we got hair like him. We got characteristics like him. Let me get into this right here, though. Now, I was going to do this yesterday, but, I said I'm going to wait. That way they got a whole nother year to make their mind up. They got a whole nother year. Look, here it is right here. Imagine that. Imagine that. These Europeans got African heads in European museums. The heads of black folk in their museums. They call that art. The dead, like you got a deer on the wall, a big bass or something you done gutted and hung on the wall. They got heads of black folks on the wall, but they civilized. Now that's what you call being civilized, where you take people's bodies and you desecrate the corpse. You don't let them rest in peace, and you put them in jars, and you get money for presenting the dead heads of black folk. That's civilized. Civilization. Okay? It is a crime. It is a crime. Look at here. There you go. How come you didn't learn about these black folks they stole this land from? Huh? Now, while I'm thinking about it, they've been hitting videos. Y'all see that link, that comment? Y'all in YouTube? Y'all see that link I got pinned to the top? Y'all might want to hit that. That's going to be the next channel I'm going to be live on. Y'all might want to hit that again. Okay? This channel I'm going to be live on next. Or you can just go on over there to Rumble sooner or later. When I start talking about these pokes and these shots and what they got going on with this stuff, and it's not going to be over here on YouTube, okay? But look, they telling you why you didn't learn about the black ones. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. How many of y'all know Seminole it was a mixture of black folks. And don't get it twisted. Don't go to big up in the Native American. They sold us out too. They don't get no pass. Okay? They sold us out too. Okay? So no, they don't like you either. I'm just gonna kill it. I'm gonna tell it what it is, though. See, I'm gonna hit it from another angle. Look. How come you didn't learn about the black Seminole? That's right. My grandmama was one. She considered herself a black person, though. You go to talking to her about some tribe. She didn't take too kindly to that. Okay? That tribe, that stuff that's white folk talk. Y'all separate. That's white folk talk. See, once they get you thinking you different than the other black folks you around, then they can come in and divide. Okay? But yeah. So there you. How come you didn't learn about the black Seminoles? They do all this dirt, and then they want to tell you how you should feel about the dirt that they're doing. Let me get into this video. Let me show y'all the 10 Commandments over here. And this might be why the fox got rid of him. Who knows? But nevertheless, he ain't for you either. But however, a broke clock is right every now and then, twice a day. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me know if y'all get the sound. Let me get a one if you can hear the sound of this video.
Is the same math, the same calculations as ancient Egyptians. Let me show you one more connection. In 1860, David Wyrick, he's a guy who surveyed the Newark earthworks. He was digging into a mound near those earthworks, and he found a wooden coffin made of oak. They opened up the coffin and found a skeleton of a man holding a little box. It was about 8.10 inches in size. The box had been cemented shut here. This, by the way, is sitting in Ohio. Well, he opened up the box and
You hear that? So you might want to go to Ohio in a museum and find this Native American artifact with the 10 Commandments on it.
sitting in Ohio. Well, he opened up the box and he found a little man inside, a little black stone. They took it to scholars and they looked at it. The man seems to be carrying something, and there's writing here at first they couldn't recognize. The writing is, they thought in 1860, some sort of Hebrew. Well, finally, about 20 years later, they found some rabbis living in the area, and the rabbis looked at that, and they could read it. They said it was an old kind of block Hebrew, and it was a rendition of the 10 Commandments. Now, this is another piece. Block Hebrew, they said they'd never seen anything like it. Mainstream archaeologists at the time called this a hoax. But then in 1900, or just about after 1900, in Israel, they found the same block-style Hebrew writing. Mainstream archaeologists still dismissed the findings. They found it in Israel, and they found it in Ohio. But there was another stone that they found that they couldn't argue. This is the Bat Creek stone. It was found during the course of an official Smithsonian evacuation. The Smithsonian didn't understand the meaning of the writing.
Y'all see that? That's Paleo-Hebrew. Look. Y'all see it right here? I just want to show y'all what he's talking about.
Writing on the stone. They thought it was Cherokee since it came from Cherokee country. They didn't realize that it's actually Hebrew. They had published this originally upside down. They threw it in a box at the bottom of the Smithsonian, put it in the basement. Many years later, a scholar took it out of the box, looked at it, and went, oh my gosh, it's upside down. It's Phoenician, ancient Hebrew. So what's going on here? What is that about? Where is that history? I'll show you in a few minutes, and we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to show you some more things that the Smithsonian, science, government, commerce colluded to erase. By the way, I want to thank the directors of the documentary Lost Civilizations of North America for bringing these stories to my attention. I was blown away. To find more, visit the website Lost.
I'm going to go back. They ain't lost. They hide it. They hide it. That's what they're doing. This is these people's MO. Okay, let me show. I'm gonna go back to that video. They hide the truth. Yeah, we know what it's about. It's about racism. It's about theft. It's about maintaining white supremacy. It's about maintaining lies. Now that link I just put, y'all subscribe to that channel. That's gonna be where the next live video gonna be at. I'm gonna start doing just one video, one YouTube channel. That's it. Okay, they hitting. They keep hitting. You know, it's anticipated. But yeah, y'all might ought to go on over there to hit that rumble. Okay, I should have went. This is the clearer version. Let me. This is the clearer version. Let me see where is it? 335. This is the clear. When I had it up here twice in case one didn't play. I'm going to let it play again. All right. This is the clear version.
He's a guy who surveyed the Newark earthworks. He was digging into a mound near those earthworks, and he found a wooden coffin made of oak. They opened up the coffin and found a skeleton of a man holding a little box. It was about 8.10 inches in size. The box had been cemented shut here. This, by the way, is sitting in Ohio. Well, he opened up the box and he found a little man inside, a little black stone. They took it to scholars and they looked at it. The man seems to be carrying something, and there's writing here. At first, they couldn't recognize. The writing is, they thought in 1860, some sort of Hebrew. Well, finally, about 20 years later, they found some rabbis living in the area, and the rabbis looked at that, and they could read it. They said it was an old kind of block Hebrew, and it was a rendition of the 10 Commandments. Now, this is another piece. Block Hebrew, they said they'd never seen anything like it. Mainstream archaeologists at the time called this a hoax. But then in 1900, or just about after 1900, in Israel, they found the same block-style Hebrew writing. Mainstream archaeologists still...
Keep in mind, the original definition of an American, according to the 1828 Webster Dictionary, it tells you, matter of fact, let me put it up here. It tells you that black folks were here first. Okay, now, black folks over here with the 10 Commandments. Now you go into Israel and they finding the same stuff. Okay, but anything that we've done, you ain't gonna, you got to dig, you got to teach yourself. You know, I'm a strong proponent of why you let your enemy teach your children. Think about it. What sense does that make? With the Israeli community sending their children to Hitler to let him teach them. With America sending their children to so-called China or Russia. Well, they send them to Russia to teach their children. Huh? Who lets their enemy educate their children? I know this is a different captivity, I know, but we are the perfect people to survive it. I know. See, yeah, that's why they got to do all this and it's still not working. See, if we're nobody, then you don't have to lie to us. The truth is what it is. If we nobody, you don't have to poison our food to try to kill us off. If we are no threat to you, why you worried about how much money we make? Huh? Why you worried about our athleticism? Huh? Why you try to focus on what we got going on? If we're nobody and nothing and we got such low IQ, you can literally walk right past us to the finish line. We so slow. The math ain't mathing. You understand? Then I've showed y'all in previous videos. You got about 70% of Karens in the school. 70% white teachers. Why? They're not most of the population. Why you got an all-white jury? Think about that one. Like they're the only people here. You got all-white juries. You ever heard of an all-black jury? Huh? But let me see. For a bunch of people that got low IQs and nobody. Okay?
Smithsonian evacuation. The Smithsonian didn't understand the meaning of the writing on the stone. They thought it was Cherokee. Since it came from Cherokee country, they didn't realize that it's actually Hebrew. They had published this originally upside down. They threw it in a box at the bottom of the Smithsonian, put it in the basement. Many years later, a scholar took it out of the box, looked at it, and went, oh my gosh, it's upside down. It's Phoenician, ancient Hebrew. So what's going on here? What is that about? Where is that history? I'll show you in a few minutes, and we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to show you some more things that the Smithsonian, science, government, commerce colluded to erase. By the way, I want to thank the directors of the documentary Lost Civilizations of North America for bringing these stories to my attention. I was blown away. To find more, visit the website, lostcivilizationdvd.com. Here's the thing we should be asking ourselves. I don't know the story of these. Do you know that? Did you know that? Do you live in Ohio and did you know that? Why not? Were the American Indians wronged? Yes. Yes. And that's what we focus on in America, is we were bad to the American. Forget about it. It's in the past. The question.
No, it ain't in the past. You're still doing it. No, they always want to holler, forget about it. No, we ain't forgetting about nothing. The Most High ain't forgetting about nothing. See, you know, they always want it when it's them doing the dirt, they want you to forget about it. No, we ain't forgetting nothing. Y'all ain't forgetting about dirt being done to y'all. Won't y'all tell them Israelites to forget about the Palestinians? Tell them that. When are they going to be hollering forgive? When is the Christians going to ever get together and go down to the government and tell them we need to forgive? We need to forgive our enemies. You know, they ain't did nothing to us. They don't never do that. When is it going to be the Christians? I'm talking about the white ones. When is it going to be their time to forgive? They didn't forgive the Native Americans, which they ain't did nothing to them. They ain't forgave us. What have we done to us? What have we done to them? Huh? When they gonna say that's in the past? Let's leave them black folks alone. Huh? I'm not forgetting. I'm not forgetting nothing. All right, but let me keep going.
Questions should be the ones that the founders asked. Who are they? What knowledge do they have? Can you imagine the difference we would have now if we would put our differences aside and put our past in the past and concentrate on today and say, let's learn from each other? What do you have? What is that? What is that? When we come back, I'm going to be joined by Peter Lilbeck, who is, I've told you before, is one of my favorite authors. He's going to talk to me a little bit about the founders here. And I'm also going to show you some documents that show how that history has been erased. Next.
Let me come back to them. All right. Let me come back to him. Okay. They showed so much thanks that they stole everything. Now that's what you call thanks, ain't it? That's what you call thanks. You know, you're really thankful for the Native American when you steal all their land and you put them on the Trail of Tears and you kill them off. Matter of fact, some most stuff coming to mind right now. Now look at this. These are the U.S. soldiers. The doggone Europeans were so thankful that the natives showed them how to survive that they repaid them by killing their food supply. Look, you think about this, family. So you ain't got nothing better to do but to kill a lot of animals. Let me see what this is. Think about that. I'm gonna see what lie they come up with. How long is this video? The earth is in mourning. As long as these people, the earth is in mourning because of wickedness, period. The earth gonna be in mourning until the Most High recreate the earth. But it showed up in mourning right now. Let me see how long this video is. See what lie they gonna tell.
Delta Airlines is committed to net zero carbon emissions by 2050 because we know a thing or two about getting where we need.
Let me see. I put all them during commercials and stuff. Let me see here. Let me read it. In 1894, notorious poacher Ed Howell was caught in the Yellowstone National Park slaughtering bisons, which were on the brink of extinction. U.S. Army soldiers patrolling the park brought him into custody, and the story led to the first U.S. law protecting wildlife. The soldiers were thought of as heroes for stopping the killer, but in reality, it was the U.S. Army that had been responsible for driving bison to near extinction in the first place. In the mid 1800s, a cultural belief known as manifest destiny dictate that white settlers were the rightful owners of the entire North America. How are they the rightful owners? It's something, I'm telling y'all, there's something wrong with these folks. Something ain't right. I keep telling y'all, Satan got a seed out of here. Something wrong with these folks. Satan think the earth is here. All right. Even though Native America had inherited the land for centuries, in order to clear that land for white settlers, the U.S. Army engaged in violent, scorched earth tactics. They are doing that now. They're doing that now against the indigenous people of the Great Plains. One big part of their campaign was to eliminate their crucial food sources. Y'all can read that yourself. Trying to wipe out their food supply. Now, so when I say there's food, there's in the black neighborhood, y'all probably can't see it. But see, yeah, y'all probably can't see it. How come the food we got is vastly different than the food that the in the predominantly white neighborhoods got? How come it's vastly different? How come we got all the high blood? I know it's because of the curses and the Bible speaks of these things, but it's also a scientific underbelly. Why we got all the cancer, all the high blood pressure, all the strokes and all everything. The highest incarceration rate, the highest interaction with the police, all this stuff. It's warfare, family. But let me get back into it. Let me get back. Let me see here. Where am I at? Okay, let me see here. All right, let me read this. All right, I'm gonna get back to that video. Was Thanksgiving Day? What was Thanksgiving Day like for enslaved people of America? Y'all already know what it was like. You were still served. What are you talking about, the Pilgrims? What are you talking about? Wasn't it called the Pilgrims? I don't know. They going into, I don't know, not too much for you. I don't know. But the Bible do say that if I don't know where it's at, the other brothers, if they don't keep them feast days, the Most High gonna starve them. So some of them, some of them gonna comply with the Most High's will. It's in the Bible, but I ain't got time to go into all of it. Okay. All right, now, and these so-called Christians, they might call themselves Puritans, but that's the Puritans. But anyway, what Thanksgiving Day like for enslaved people in America? Many families in America today celebrate what believed to be a joyful feast between Pilgrims and Native Americans, though different meanings have been given to the holiday. Yeah, I waited on purpose. Now you got a full year to make your mind up. I did it on purpose. You got a full year to make your mind up. For some of you, celebrating death ain't nowhere around it. You're celebrating death, ain't nowhere around it. What the Indians at today? You're celebrating theft, genocide. I just showed you the genocide right here. Here go the genocide. They killing off their food source. Genocide. Yeah. Smallpox in the blanket. They were so thankful. Huh? I didn't even really know what I was going to talk about, but boy. Let me see if they're going to tell the truth about this. They might, see, they didn't have that word biological warfare back then, so they might say no. But they did it to get rid of them. There's evidence that British colonists in 18th century America gave Native Americans smallpox infected blanket, at least one. Yeah, but did it work? Now, this is something I'm just digging up. North American colonist warfare. So it's warfare. What they're doing to us are acts of warfare, family. You can act like you can ignore it if you want to, but don't bring it to me and my family, because I'm gonna get rid of you. You're gonna have to get away from me. If you blind, if it's just like this. We on a battlefield. You got bombs, you got bullets going everywhere, but here you is in the middle of the war zone, unaware or fail to acknowledge what's going on. Don't get away from around me. Is you picking up what I'm putting down? Bombs exploding everywhere, but you in the war zone, just you just in your own little world, like what's going on around you. You safe. See, you don't continuously create policies and laws for people that you respect and love. You don't do that to people you respect and love. You don't in mass incarcerate people, treat them differently to people you respect and love as yourself. You don't do that. When you go to racism is warfare. Let me leave it alone. I could go all day with that. But anyway, one method they appear to have used, perhaps just, now look, these are Europeans. This is a European source now. This is European. Okay? Oh, y'all can't see this. All right. Yeah. Y'all can. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, this is European now. What is this? Hold on. Shocks even more than all the bloody slaughter. They doing it to us. They went right there in Africa, family. I've done the videos on it. Went right there in Africa. HIV was something they created. Went over there with them needles. And then all of a sudden, everybody, it's everywhere. They got, I'm going to just type it up there. I'm going to type it up there. Because I know if I say it, they're going to flag it. Let me see. Yeah. What they need this for? Huh? What they need this for, y'all? Huh? What they need this for? Hey, I'm not telling you to be afraid. If you're afraid, just pray to the Most High, and I guarantee you, if you're serious, he gonna take that fear from you. He gonna show you what to do. You ain't no better than the Messiah. The Messiah died. You ain't no better than him. He said, follow him. You want to live, but don't nobody want to die. Newsflash, we all die. Okay? I'm going to die fighting. But let me get back over here. We all die. But yeah, they used it, okay? The virus causes a disease that can inflict disfigurement, scars, blindness, and death. The tactic constitutes a cruel form of biological warfare, but accounts of the colony using it are actually scant. Yeah, just like black Native Americans. The fact of that history is scant. The original people, the original Israelites and Hebrews are black. That information is scant. The appearance of the Messiah and the Most High in the Bible is in the Bible, but the teaching of that information is actually scant. All right? But yeah, so they got a history. They got a history of this. They got a history of this, okay? They got a history. They got a history of this. All right? Let me get back over here. Let me play the rest of this video and close some of these tabs. I'm going to mess around and the video going to be too long. Hold on. I'm going to let this play. So, whatever they found before the liar that didn't discover America, those artifacts, they already erasing history. So, should we be surprised that the so-called moms of liberty has got a book banning jihad going on? Should we be surprised that Ron DeSatan and the rest of these white supremacist so-called evangelical church folks got a book banning jihad going on? They was doing it back then. The Greeks done it. The Romans done it. They doing it today. This is right out of their playbook. How's the truth? They only see, you see how they weaponize propaganda. Only they wanted one type of savage Native American to justify why they was killing them. The same thing they do to black folks. They lie on us like we this big black boogeyman that's going into school shooting folks, that's going into these places of business shooting folks. We all know who's doing that. This big black boogeyman, because they own this media warfare. We're going to pump this and 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 pump this till you got folks from overseas actually believe that's who it is. No, it's y'all. You Europeans got a history of doing school shootings, going in places trying to kill black folks. You got a history of lynching us. That's why I got to tell the truth. To not tell the truth is to keep the X on our backs. As they propagate these lies, you got to watch out for the Negroes. It's the Negroes. You got to watch them, they're going to rape your women. Meanwhile, Europeans got a rape culture. They got a well-documented history of rape. They got a well-documented history of theft. They got a well-documented history of book burning. Well-documented history of lying. The Bible says one thing, and everybody else practicing another.
Because of commerce and religion was involved. Now, why do I tell you all this stuff? Not because I'm an Indian expert or anything else. You got to do your own homework. I just found out about this stuff. I'm amazed by it. I don't know what the answer is on this. The reason why I bring it up is the stock is not bad. The soup went bad, but the stock is not. Peter Lilback.
I can't go on no more. All of it's bad. All of it's bad, family. The Messiah said, make the tree good and the fruit good, or else make the tree bad and the fruit bad. Let me show y'all that in the Bible. How about that? Let me show y'all that in the Bible. Either make the tree good and the fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt. Because the tree is known by its fruit. All of it's bad. Your Constitution is garbage. Your laws is garbage. I'm making it good or bad. It has a history of being anti-black. It has a history of promoting genocide and lies. We're not saving none of that. All right, either make the tree good and its fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and its fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by its fruit. All right. Y'all can die fighting. Y'all can die trying to say this stuff if you want to. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Go ahead with that. Go ahead with that. Y'all want to fight? Y'all want to fight? Then we done fought in every war. We done fought in every war that this country ever had. This country done broke every last treaty that they made. Every treaty they make, they break. The laws are supposed to be for everybody, right? But let me play this. Now, I was looking for this video in my other video, but here you go.
Inevitably, students would challenge Ali on his stand and his convictions. Remarkably, Ali more than held his own against students who had a far better formal education than he.
I'm saying you talking about me about some draft, and all of you white boys are breaking your neck to get to Switzerland and Canada and London. I'm not going to help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm going to die, I'll die now, right?
Okay, y'all familiar with Michael Rappaport, right? He think we his slave and we supposed to be putting the cape on for Israel. Okay, it was our people that went over there in World War I, World War II, fighting, while the Israelite bankers was reaping the benefit. And what did we get for that? You can trace that money back to the originators of the KKK, Benjamin Judah, a Jewish man, helped fund the Klan. This is the thanks we get. And on top of that, they training Nazis, right? The Ukrainian Nazis, they hate Nazis so bad. This is the Israelites hate Nazis so bad that they're training them. Now, which one is it? Either you hate Nazis or you love them. But yeah, we're fighting for something that we ain't got. No, we're going to get ours. Let me see here.
I'm here fighting you. If I'm going to die, you my enemy. My enemy is a white.
Inevitably, students would challenge Ali on his stand and his convictions. Remarkably, Ali more than held his own against students who had a far better formal education than he.
I'm saying you talking about me about some draft, and all of you white boys are breaking your neck to get to Switzerland and Canada and London. I'm not going to help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm going to die, I'll die now, right here fighting you. If I'm gonna die,
that's right.
You my enemy.
That's right.
My enemies are white people, not
Right.
Vietnamese or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
Oh, we've been fighting for them. Hey, we've been fighting so long. We've been fighting for our oppressors. Doggone, hey, Revolutionary War. Negro, y'all get back out there in them cotton fields. And by the way, we appreciate you fighting the war, but I'm selling your wife and kids tomorrow. War of 1812. You niggas stay out there in the cotton field, Negroes. Civil War. We're gonna fund. We're gonna help the Klan. Not only that. Lincoln said, "Thank you, Negroes. Thank you, Negroes, for helping us win the Civil War. We're gonna repay y'all, Negroes, by giving y'all the Devil's Punch Bowl. We're gonna put you Negroes and your wives and kids in a concentration camp in Natchez, Mississippi, to show our thanks for you Negroes helping us win the war. If I want to die, I'll die right here, fighting you." Right. Yeah. Slabraham Lincoln. Oh, they love to parade Slabraham Lincoln. They love to parade Slabraham Lincoln. I got it. I still got him on deck, y'all. I still got Slabraham Lincoln on deck. Hold on. They love to persuade a Slabraham Lincoln. Every last one of these devils hate us. It don't matter. You take your pick. You want the fox to eat you or the wolf to eat you. The fox a little bit more slicker with his cunningness, like the Democrats. But you see the wolf coming. The wolf will let you know, hey, yeah, you on the menu. Hey, you looking delicious. But the fox is a little bit slicker. The Democrats and the Republican. But yeah, you Negroes, here's your Slabraham Lincoln.
Lincoln was insensitive. Insensitive to what? To the mind of a slave. You know what Lincoln told us? He said, you all suffer from being here, and we suffer from your presence. He said, and as long as you are here, there's always going to be the position of inferior and superior. And I, as much as any white man, want the superior position to be assigned to the white race. That was 130 years ago. How you doing? Are you better off today than you were 130 years ago? Cadillac driving, Mercedes-Benz driving, alligator shoe wearing, lizard bag toting, Gucci bag wearing, Saks Fifth Avenue wearing slave. Look at you. You're no better off today. Worse off, brother and sister. Worse off. You got a little money, you look good. But Abraham Lincoln was right. The position is still superior white, inferior black. And according to the State of Black America report by the Urban League, it will take 140 some years to close the gap if we started today earnestly. And in one category, I think it was parity in terms of economics. They said, you will never close that gap. Now, never is a long time. Listen to the word. You will never close that gap. Look at these young girls that are here. In 5, 6, 7, 8 years, they'll be married, having children, but their children have been designated that they will never come up out of this condition. These are young men. Never will there be anything. How in the hell can we accept never from the mouth of a white man when God says that you can accomplish whatever you will?
Family? Yeah. All right, let me get back in here. Let me show y'all Slabraham Lincoln. Well, it was his soldier. He didn't reprimand them. They received no punishment. But yeah, y'all throw that Slabraham Lincoln out the window. Okay? Throw Slabraham Lincoln on, just throw him to the dogs. Let me see here. This looks like a quick one. They want to tell us to get over it. I think about getting over when y'all stop doing the dirt. I think about it. All right. Let me see here. Let me get on into here. Let me close some of them, shorten this video up. I'll read some of this. Look, National Geographic kids. These are some of the lies. When I read this, I remember these are some of the lies they taught me in school. The first Thanksgiving, giving. Native American and early settlers gave thanks together with this historic feast. On the fourth Thursday in November, people in the United States celebrate Thanksgiving, a national holiday honoring the early settlers and Native. Okay, what are Native Americans at then? If they honoring both, well, what are natives at? The natives got what you call a national day of mourning. So this is disrespect. And again, don't put the cape on for the Native American. They sold us out too. They racist also. But for those of you just joining, 1828 definition of an American, Webster definition dictionary, 1828 version. The Native Americans were black folk. So what these pale faces come from? These $5 Indians, these pretendians, where they come from? Y'all notice, look, think about this, family. Now look at all the folks that identities they done assumed. They the Aboriginals now down in Australia. They the Native Americans now. Okay. They the doggone ancient Israelites now. Okay. They the doggone Egyptians now. All right. You understand? Now they the Palestinians. And then when you try to figure out what the history of the black folks at, you can't find it. Just look at that. It's more. It's more. All the indigenous black folks, they done assume the identity. But that's a bad model because y'all ain't having children. And I'm not mad either. I'm not mad. Stop doing wickedness. Okay? Stop doing wickedness. You don't need to be no more of y'all. It don't need to be no more of y'all. I'm not gonna do nothing to you as long as you stay away from us. You good. The Most High won't allow us, those that worship in him, to go out and just harm random folks. He won't allow us to do that. But stay over yonder with that foolishness now. Because he won't allow us to just kill us, let you kill us either. He ain't gonna allow you to just kill us either. Okay? But anyway, all right. And long before settlers came to the east coast of the United States, invaders. The area was inhabited by many Native American tribes. And I just gave you the 1828 definition. It was black folks here. That's why they go above and beyond to import all kind of immigrants over here to keep the land from going back to its rightful owners. See, that's how you know the Most High gave us the earth. We don't have to fire a single shot to take back over the land. We don't have to fire a single shot. And the land will revert back to the original people. We don't have to fire a single shot. Y'all, on the other hand, y'all got to do mass genocide. You got to do mass theft. You got to go on a lying campaign. You got to create biological warfare. All this stuff y'all got to do because you want something that the Most High didn't give to you. Originally. He gave it to you now, but originally it wasn't for y'all. Y'all time is up. He gave it to you now because the Hebrews wasn't doing what we supposed to have been doing. So he gave it to y'all. Okay? But anyway, but the natives help them learn how to survive. What you said? Why am I'm showing y'all? These people say no thanks. The natives helped them survive. We fought in every war and helped them survive. We built this country, gave all kind of contributions, and they still hell bent on destroying us. You can't plead with Satan, okay? But look, all right, let me see here. The Puritans, there go your Christians, prepare for winter. They gathered anything they could find, including, look, Wampanoag supplies. Y'all might miss this. The Christians was ill prepared for winter. So they stole whatever they could find, including the Indians' supplies. Look at it. How you gonna find something that don't belong to you? Look at it. These are Christians. They prepare for winter. Oh, so if you prepare for winter, you don't have to go looking for somebody else's stuff because you're prepared. Y'all see the propaganda game they got going on? As the Christians prepare for winter, they gathered anything they could steal, including, that's where the fighting broke out at. Wampanoag supplies. One day, Samoset, a leader of the Abenaki people, and Tisquantum, better known as San Quanto, visited the settlers. San Quanto was a Wampanoag who had experience with other settlers and knew English. I think this was the one they had sold into slavery and he came back. I think one of the Native Americans they had kidnapped, sold him into slavery. He made his way back and he still helped the devil. I don't know if this, but yeah, y'all research that. But anyway, they helped him. And this is no thanks. They said this is the thanks we get after. Okay, hold on. And San Quanto helped the settlers grow corn and use fish. I remember being taught this in school, that the natives helped them grow crops. I remember this. They would put a dead fish in there with the seed, the fertilizer. After several meetings, a formal agreement was made between the settlers and the native people. And in March 1621, they joined together to protect each other from the other tribe. But we all know that didn't work out. Let me shorten this video. Other brothers about to come on in a minute. We all know that didn't work out. Okay. This is how it worked out. This is how it worked out for they loved the natives so much. They loved and respect, and they gave thanks. They were so thankful and grateful for the natives so much that they stole all their land. Told the lie version, only promoted the savage. Only promote the narrative was the savage. Why would you promote the savage? So you could justify killing them and taking everything they got. Why you promote the black man as a rapist? So you could justify killing them and taking everything they got. Yeah, they love the natives so much that they put them on their helmet and disrespect them. That would be just like, wiping out, white folk. Let's just say the Brits, wiping out the Brits, and then getting together a few years later, coming up, putting them on a mascot. Yeah, showing how much you love the Brits, putting them on a mascot and putting them on a team. Yeah, you're going to make a mascot out of them like they're a deer or something you hang on the wall, a trophy. But yeah, they love the natives so much that they don't even tell their history. See, Seminole means runaway slave, maroon. They joined forces with the Seminoles. But yeah, let me get That's that Paleo Hebrew Glenn Beck was talking about, that block style Hebrew. But yeah, let me. I think I didn't intend for this video to go this long. Okay. But yeah, y'all keep y'all eyes open, okay? They got all this stuff going on. I'm just showing y'all. They got all this stuff going on. But yeah, I think I can end on that. I think I can end on that. Shalom, glad y'all did y'all subscribe to that channel I put in the link in the chat. If not, just go right on over to Rumble. Because I'm just gonna be doing one channel. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm getting hit left and right. Yeah, I just put it back in the chat again. It's pinned at the top on YouTube. Now. Oh yeah. And again, in case y'all wonder why I didn't do it yesterday, I want to give the Negroes a full year. Give a full year to say no thanks. Okay. I know this is the only time we off. I know, but I don't worry about that stuff. Okay. I don't desire. Actually, I save more money. I save more money not observing a holiday. If you ain't married, it pays to have somebody that think like you do. It'll be a whole lot easier on you. Think about it. Only a slave needs somebody to tell them when to give gifts to their spouse, when to give gifts to their loved ones, when to cook and get together and gather. Slaves need that. Free people don't need that. Free people don't need that. You know what? Since I stopped celebrating these and doing right, we the Most High done blessed us spiritually and stuff. We still ain't rich or nothing, but you know, my blood pressure ain't up. Some of y'all probably can't tell, but where I be getting animated, but my blood pressure ain't up. Y'all should have met me in the 90s. That's how I went that far. So now when I look back and I see myself sliding, I done been down that road before, I know to, ease up. See. Yeah, I ain't perfect, but I love my people. Okay? All right. Shalom, family. I'm going to get ready because Memphis, they coming on in a little bit. Yeah. And y'all just pray for your brother. We're going to pray for each other. All right? All right? We're going to pray for each other. All right. Love y'all. Anything in particular y'all want me to play? I'm going to play this.
Brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you that I charge the white man. I charge the white man with being the greatest murderer on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest kidnapper on earth. There is no place in this world that man can go and say he created peace and harmony. Everywhere he's gone, he's created happiness. Everywhere he's gone, he's created destruction. So I charge him. I charge him with being the greatest kidnapper on this earth. I charge him with being the greatest murderer on this earth. I charge him with being the greatest robber and enslaver on this earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest swine eater on this earth. The greatest drunkard on this earth. He can't deny the charges. You can't deny the charges. We're the living proof of those charges.
To the drownest killer walked up on them rolling and looked him in the eye. He said, aren't you gonna beg? He said, no, I signed up to die.